Oh, good morning, Robertson County. It's 1100 WSGI. I'm Utah Laverne, and this is One Street Over. Time to find out what's going on. One street over from where you are. You know what we're doing here. If you've been listening to us for a while, you know this is a chance for us just to know what's going on in our county, our community, and all the things that are happening. And if you've been with us for a while, you know that Thursday typically is the day that we try to go with a business. We go, our business of the week is what we like to do. And so a little while back, I had D Gold was in here from Ace Hardware, and everybody knows around town my husband's an Ace Hardware man on the weekend, and so D's a good friend. And I was in Ace, and he said, Lauren, he says you gotta get Josh Ward in there because they just bought the company he works with, Milan Enterprises. Just Christine Hayes, pull that microphone down to you a little bit and kind of set it where he can kind of turn it up for me there a little bit, so you're talking right into it. But I think that'll work. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be kind of persnickety here. But so Josh Ward is with Milan Enterprises, and we'll just have to lean into it. It'll be okay. And with Josh Ward's with Milan Enterprises, and you guys just purchased the Center Stage Plaza. Is that correct?
That's
okay,
correct.
have I got all that right?
Yes, it's the 150,000 square foot retail center there off Memorial Boulevard in Springfield.
And that's, people know, we're talking about the one that has Goodwill.
Yep.
That's got Big Lots.
That's right.
And the I forget the name of the laundromat, but we always talk about
Sister
it.
Coin.
Yeah, because they are the ones where we do Laundry Love.
Yeah.
And United Way's coming in right behind you guys at 7:30, and that's
Right.
one of our big things that they always talk about is Laundry Love, and that happens there. Mm-hmm. So everybody's quite familiar with that plaza, and you have big plans. We need to introduce. So Christina Hayes is with us as well. Say hello. Now who are you in this enterprise here? How do y'all work together here?
Well, I am the commercial property manager.
Okay.
I've been with Mr. Milan for about 4 years. Christina's the general manager. She's gone through a number of promotions over the years.
Awesome.
You started as a leasing agent.
I did.
And she's gone from one position to the next, and now she's over the whole shebang. So
Okay.
I brought her with me to supervise me to make sure I don't say anything crazy.
I gotcha. So she's going to keep you truthful.
Yeah, she's going to she's going to fact check me, make sure I don't oversell us to the good people of Springfield. You know, we want to have an honest interview.
Okay, so talk to me. Okay, how long ago did you buy the property?
We purchased Center Stage about 5 to 6 months ago, and it's our first purchase outside of Clarksville. So Milan Enterprises has been in business since 1999. Leo Milan got out of the Air Force, and he set up shop in Clarksville. He's purchased around 450 commercial and residential units in the area. And since we're so saturated in the Clarksville area, we've seen the trending data towards Springfield.
Right.
You know, as Nashville continues to grow, Springfield's getting a lot of that overflow growth. Mm-hmm. And we thought it was high time to come down here and see if we can set up shop. And I got to tell you, Laverne, the people of Springfield have been so nice to us. I mean, you guys got a real Mayberry vibe around here, and we love it. We love it. We purchased the property with two vacancies. The units next to Inkibon, the Japanese restaurant.
Right.
They were both empty.
Right.
And as soon as we put that property on the market, we had a national tenant, come in and lease both of them up. So immediately there was a real demand for commercial space out on Memorial Boulevard. Mm-hmm. So much so that we're not only going to improve the 150,000 square foot shopping center, but we're also building another retail center in the parking lot.
That's what really got me interested. Is Dee was talking about how that you've got plans to put. Well, it's almost like across the street, the same kind of thing that you've got across the street, because you've got across the street you've got that strip mall that's right in front of the one that has. I can't remember what I was in there, but it used to be where Holman Jewelers was for years. Everybody locally knows what I'm talking about. But there's a strip mall right in front of that, and it has shelter insurance and that. So it's that type of thing that you're bringing just across the street.
Well, it's where you know where the food truck is, Music City Gyros. So it's in that area.
Okay.
And Bishal, he's a friend of ours. We're going to keep his food truck somewhere in the area. Maybe even convert his truck to a brick and mortar.
Oh, cool.
So back in the day, they used to overbuild those parking lots.
Right.
So what you can do is out parcel a piece of it and build a retail center on it. And I don't want to name drop here because that would make us sound a little pretentious, but we've had some interesting people call us about that center. And listen, we don't even have it on the market yet. These are people that live in Clarksville that want to come down and do business in Springfield. Old Navy, Huddle House, Penn Station, East Coast Subs. You've got a few that I can't disclose, but I mean, you're talking like coffee shops and vendors that think they can really capitalize. I think that Springfield has a population that is sizable, but the commercial space hasn't caught up to the people that live here. So we are here to be aggressive in the market, and we want to offer more things for people to do.
Oh, Navy. Can we just speak it? Just speak it.
We can do it. Speak it into existence. Name it and claim it. You got to.
Navy. That'd be fun. Yeah. That was the one that I was like, ooh, that would be fun. This is so exciting because we see our community and how it's just booming. And we talk about that every day. I have one of my advertisers is Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. And they're just like, oh, it's just crazy. Yeah. And it's just so fun to listen to them because it's just the nature of what's going on here. And we're all here in Robertson County going, wow, they found us, And so we're bracing ourselves for the growth because we really enjoy our community, but people are coming here because of who we are. Yeah. And so that's the thing. We're excited about this, but we're like, okay, we're just praying through it. But it's exciting. It's a little scary too. It's a little scary.
Well, I want to give a shout out to Carol Goad and Josh Hendrick. They work with us in Clarksville, but they live in Springfield. Yeah. And we want to tread lightly here because there is that sense of community and that small town feel that people love about Springfield, and we in no way want to disrupt that. Right. We want to simply offer more services if people want to take advantage of it, and we've seen clearly that, vendors are coming in and they want to be here because they think people are ready to spend money and they want more options. Right. So in a way, we're trying to balance, maintaining the small town vibe that's so awesome about Springfield, but at the same time, keeping up with the growth that's already here. Right. And, that strip center there at Center Stage, we've got plans to improve it. Yeah. When we bought it, it was fairly dated, but Christina, do you know what the plans are to that particular plaza? I know we've talked about paint and awnings and repairing the parking lot.
Yeah, I think just bringing it back to life because there is so much that can be done there. It's a great location, and everything there is the infrastructure is there, but obviously repairing leaks and roof damage and stuff that just really needs to be taken care of, and then we'll just bring it back to life with paint and awnings and all of that.
And I can tell you, there's the owner has already put about $150,000 in the roof. And he's got plans to continue the improvement there. So we're not just like coming in from out of town trying to make money. We're trying to improve the landscape.
Absolutely.
The retail center that we're going to put in the parking lot is going to look different than anything on that street. It'll probably be a lot like Village Plaza. Sure. White painted brick, high storefront, modern, clean lines.
Ooh,
so
I like it.
it'll be aesthetically pleasing. It won't just be another cookie cutter strip center. It'll be nice. And I would encourage people to just check us out. We'd love to have you go to our social media page, MilanEnterprises.com. Like us, just see some of the stuff that we do.
So this is coming to Springfield. Okay, so tell them how to find you again. You said MilanEnterprises.com.
Yeah, you can jump on Google And just punch it in there.
Gotcha.
And go to our website, and that'll direct you to all of our social pages.
And Enterprises is spelled with an E, not an I.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I digress. I'm being stupid. But anyway, but Milan Enterprises, Milan Enterprises.
2 L's.
Two L's.
Oh,
Yeah,
see, I put one.
M-I-L-L.
I put one.
That's
so
all right.
Millan, Milan Enterprises, and you can find them on, if you just go Mr. Google, you'll
That's
find
right.
it. And I'm sure that'll link to your Facebook and everything else, and
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
get everything going on. Okay, so as you say, what we've got coming to Springfield, tell us some places where you've already done this. Can we is there places that are within driving distance that we can go, oh, they've been here?
Yeah.
So where would you
Yeah.
recommend we kind of go and physically get a taste of what you have done?
Really, if you just jump right on 24 and go up to exit 11, a lot of Sango area, and then up towards Clarksville or into Clarksville where exit 4 and exit 1 is, we've done a lot of work up in that area. So
Okay.
not far at all.
Have you
Very
been to
good.
Clarksville?
Oh, all the time,
Yeah.
time. Yeah. But I mean, and I go up there to the Sam's and different places like that. And I
Okay.
mean, there's a Hertz rental car. I just when I went to Michigan last week, I rented
Okay.
a car at Hertz, and so you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
It's right in that plaza,
Sure
so
is,
I know
yeah.
that plaza. So so I don't spend a ton of time there because I work in Madison, so I'm on the ridge all the time, driving down the ridge. But that it's talking about the facelift. That's one thing we've had a lot of facelift stuff going on in the Green Ridge, Greenbrier area, because we've got a Green Ridge chamber now. I don't know if y'all know that or not.
Okay.
We have our Robertson County chamber. There is a Green Ridge chamber for that area, and we talk about it being the gateway into Robertson County. And 41 is our gateway drive as you come into our county through here. And man, when you come into the Springfield city limits, we just want to just keep looking better and better and better.
Yeah.
And we've seen that. I mean, the improvements down around Kroger and all that just kind of just seems to be getting into the time. You know,
Right.
it just
That's
seems to
right.
kind of fit the time that we're in right now. And so just the idea of you guys doing this is exciting because it's going to just make us look like the city we know we are becoming.
That's right.
But we're going to keep that small town feel, and
Yeah,
that's the
and
main thing.
if you come up 24,
Yeah.
we have a very distinct look and feel.
Okay.
Milan Enterprises. Some of the newer retail centers that we're doing down off Madison. So she mentioned Sango, and if you're not from around Clarksville, that word doesn't mean anything to you. But it's just off the exit 11, I-24. You know, the housing market there has exploded. I was on Real Tracks, which is where you find houses for sale, and everything out that way is $250,000 to $300,000, as a baseline. So property values are skyrocketing, retail demand is up, but our centers tend to be, like I said, more modern. If you go to our website, you'll see the blacks, the grays, the whites, the color schemes, and the color tones. Christina is very thoughtful in all of our design choices. We just don't randomly go to a contractor and say, build us a center. We have control over the elements that are in place to make sure it looks good. And the signage, the same. We try to be particular about that as well. So we hope to come to Springfield and bring some of that those modern vibes to you and offer space that might be a little bit different. And, hopefully we can provide some services that aren't here yet.
Right.
Like you mentioned, Old Navy, they're very interested in the area.
I love it.
I don't think we can accommodate them in our new center because they need about 40,000 square feet.
I was kind of wondering when you said that because I thought, well, I think that would be awesome, but where would you put them?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
because I don't see of the things we've got there now. There's nothing that's getting ready to go away or anything.
Oh,
I mean, and I don't know if you could even say that, but as of right now, the people who are leasing
They wanna
saying
stay.
They want to
For sure.
stay.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
we're not, because everybody's going, Belk, don't take me. I mean, they want to keep their stores, and so.
And you may have seen in the news where Belk filed for bankruptcy and they were going out of business. But little insider information here: they're just restructuring.
That's
their
kinda what I
finances.
thought.
So they're paying their rent. They're doing great, as far as I know. So if you're out there and you enjoy shopping at Belk, don't worry, they're going to be there for a while.
A lot of people do, and my mother comes to town, and she's from Kentucky, and she'll go, let's go to Belk. So and so that's probably going to, honestly, as people are listening, I'm glad we talked about that because I think that's in the back of their mind going, well, they're going to put Old Navy in Belk. No, that's not what we're saying. That you don't have the space there for them, but Belk is going to be just fine. So
let me ask you this, Laverne.
Yeah, sure.
What would the good people of Springfield like to see? Because maybe we can help steer some of our tenants to Springfield.
They want more food places that are, we'll have one that'll come in, and then I forget the one we had. Was it an Applebee's that we had, and then it closed? Those kinds of things. Yeah. I don't remember things. I think it was Applebee's that was there. Now we're getting a Starbucks that's going in there.
Wow.
So
yeah. So, we were looking for one on the way in, and we couldn't find it.
Oh, that's the old Applebee's, and I think that was the name of the restaurant there. But people are going, of course it was, Laverne. I forget things, but anyway, we've got Old Charlie's and all that. But the where that restaurant was located is being turned into a Starbucks, and if you look at it, you can tell because it's got that look coming. But it's right there across from O'Charlie's, basically, in that plaza that's just down from Tractor Supply on that side. But that probably is one of the biggest things is that they're wanting that type of the food national options. Food.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's this, what's the sandwich place that's supposed to be coming in? Is it Jimmy John's?
Is it Jimmy John's?
Is Jimmy John's, y'all?
Yeah, well, we have two of them in Clarksville.
Okay, but is that what's coming into this? Because
maybe that's why I'm asking. What do you want?
We've heard some rumors. We've heard rumors that that's coming. Jimmy, I think that's the one that they're telling me that people. There's a sandwich shop that they're saying is coming, and I thought is that not part of what y'all are doing? And I maybe put the cart before the horse. I don't know, but.
Every franchise is different, and what we've been able to do is establish really good relationships with the guys and the girls that own these franchises. So John Parcell, he's a good friend of ours.
Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's. Somebody's correcting me. See, I told you, I forget names. I'm like, I know what that is. It's like a place where you go and you eat food. But anyway, I forget the specifics. But anyway, Jersey Mike's.
Mike's.
Is that coming into your plaza there, or do you know?
Not at this time. Well, the guy that owns Jimmy John's in Clarksville's got a couple locations with us. And, if I made a phone call and said, hey, any interest in Springfield, if he was for it, then we would help him facilitate that build out and get him down here.
And it may be, because it may be that Jersey Mike's is actually going across the street, and so maybe I've got them crossing. I apologize.
That's all right.
There's so much going on in Robertson County. It is insane. Yeah. And so I think Jersey Mike's is actually going in across the street, and that's what I'm remembering. And it's in a front strip mall, and so that's why I've got them confused, is because you're adding on the strip mall right there in the front.
That's right.
And so, but that is a big thing. Everybody's real excited about the plan for Jersey Mike's to come in. So places like that. They really want just places where we can go and not have to leave this area if we want to go out for a meal.
Yeah,
and we've got a lot of great restaurants and things like that here already. There's still mom and pops and such as that, but you still. To really grow the community and keep your tax dollars here, you've got to have those options because people want to go to Chili's or they want or whatever, and they'll go into Rivergate, and so we don't want them going to Rivergate. We want to bring things that will keep them from going to Rivergate, so keep those tax dollars here. So that's what they're wanting more than anything.
I was talking to Carol, who lives in Springfield, and I asked her, do you guys feel more of a connection to Nashville or Clarksville? Like whenever you leave Springfield and go do things, where do you go and what do you do? You mentioned Rivergate. But in Clarksville, we're experiencing sort of the same dynamic where, people used to export their entertainment or their outing, but more and more as the community starts to grow, you want to keep it here. You want to do things locally. You want to be in close proximity to all these amenities. And so I think you guys in Springfield and us up north in Clarksville, we're in that same transitional period of growing toward having stuff here to do and not having to drive 45 minutes down 24.
Absolutely.
Like I said, if it's national chains, it's no problem. We know the Domino's guy, the Jimmy John's guy, the Wingstop guy. And I could name a few other food franchises, but we still love the local flavor.
Exactly.
The mom and pop shop, that's where you get the good biscuits and the home cooked stuff that sticks to your ribs. That's what we like. So if there's anybody in Springfield that has a dream of doing a restaurant, man, we're here to help. And Leo, he's really good about giving tenant improvement dollars that help tenants build out a restaurant, and it's probably more significant than any other investor that I've ever seen.
And this is the man behind Milan.
The owner, Leo Milan, great guy, and helps people a lot. So in as many national tenants as we have a lot of local business owners as well. Okay. In fact, I would say we probably have more.
I think so too. We love to support that local stuff. Any young entrepreneur or business owner that's getting started, that's something we love to support. It's really cool to see.
Very good.
And that's really the backbone of our economy is, and you know, from a leasing standpoint, a national tenant's more secure because they have the backing of the corporate franchise. But the local person, man, they pour their heart and soul into it.
You bet.
And the food they produce oftentimes is much better anyway. So it's a both and. You want the chains and the options and the familiarity, but you also want the local stuff that you haven't had before.
Absolutely. I tell you, let me take a quick break here. And people are telling me they can't see beautiful Christina. So if you kind of lean this way, you can see them on these other cameras, but on my little feed, a lot of people watch it on my page, and so they couldn't see you. So I went ahead and put up the WSGI feed so you could see how beautiful she is. And I want to, on the other side of this, and I need to say hi to Carol, because Carol Gold is the one who brought us to your attention through her husband. She told Dee to tell me. So there you go. That's the connection. Carol is Dee's wife. But I want, on the other side of this, talk to me a little bit about Milan Enterprises. You mentioned the owner, but maybe mention a little bit about the history and how long they've been in business, and give us a little bit of background if you could.
Sure.
But let me pause for a minute. I'm going to talk about a local advertiser, or a local producer, Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts Nursery and Gardening Center. You guys know, y'all know Amy, Miss Jane, Bill, all those guys. Amy is, I can't say enough about how giddy she is because it's warming up. She's getting to put on her shorts, and she doesn't have to bundle up when she's out in her greenhouse. She is so excited about things turning green. And if you go into the greenhouses right now, you can go and grab some plants and bring them out, put them in your house, put them out on the porch right now. You don't want to put them in the ground because, guys, it's going to be 32 next weekend. There's a low predicted, I want to say next Saturday. So you got to be careful about putting those tender plants in the ground. I know you're excited. Daffodils are blooming. You're like, oh, it'll be fine. If you're going to plant something, you got to be ready to cover it because we could have freezes well into the mid-April and toward the end of April even. Usually, it used to be the tax day was the day that you could put your tomato plants in the ground. Well, you got to be careful because you could still get some frost on them. But talk to Amy about that, about what you need to be doing with your garden, the things that you can plant, those seeds, lettuces, things such as that do really well during the cold weather. Now's the time to be getting that taken care of. Go and talk to Amy about it. Bring some plants home and just kind of walk through the greenhouse and just kind of breathe in that life that's coming back to life after our long winters. We're such wimps. We had a little bit of winter and we're like, oh, I want the warm weather, but she's ready. And they're also ready to help you out if you're interested in CBD products. I was a skeptic. I thought, oh, that's snake oil. My doctor recommended it. And then I met Amy and found out I could get Robertson County CBD. Her brother Bill grows the plants. That's processed into the oil. That's right there. So this is a Robertson County product. I've been using it about a year. I have terrible arthritis. It is a game changer for me. I don't like taking medicines, but I do use the natural CBD, and it has really helped me. A lot of my friends that I've got one good friend that she's a quilter, and she uses the ointment on her hands that Amy and Miss Jane make right there in the house. It's just great stuff. And they're a great, great family. Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts, Nursery and Gardening Store, whatever you need. They're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5, Sunday 1 to 4. Those hours will extend as the days extend, and we're springing forward. Don't forget this weekend. But give them a call and talk to them about everything going on at Corbin Creek. You can call them at 615-384-3185. They're located at 4920 Highway 161. Always tell them that U-Turn sent you and thank them for sponsoring our little thing we call One Street Over. Okay, and we're with Milan Enterprises. Josh Ward is here, and Christina Hayes is here. And we're talking about this, the mall. The company they work for has purchased Center Stage, and that's the mall that has it's got the Big Lots, and it's got Belk's, and it's got Goodwill, and then they're planning to put a strip mall out in front, and we're super excited about all this. But now we hear about Milan Enterprises. Well, what's Milan Enterprises? That sounds exotic.
Yeah, it does.
You know, I mean, it's like
an
Milan,
Italian car company that also makes something else fancy.
Yeah.
So Leo Milan.
Okay.
He is.
I like the name. That's
Leo
cool.
Milan. Yeah. He is an incredible guy. I actually met him through church.
Cool.
So I was doing youth ministry at the time, and we got connected, and I discovered that he was building like a dozen churches in Central America out of his own pocket. So he's bankrolling all these mission projects.
I like him.
Yeah, and it wasn't something that the church said, "Hey, will you do this?" He just did it on his own because he felt like it needed to be done.
Yeah.
And I was sort of partnering with him, sending some students, and he was building churches. So my initial impression was, okay, here's a guy that I have shared values with.
Yeah.
And here's a guy that does good without people even knowing it. And he would never tell you that he does stuff like that. That's why I'm bragging on him for him, because he wouldn't tell you that. So that was our initial meeting, him and I. And believe it or not, Laverne, he lived, let's see, it was Glover Hill in Coopertown is where Leo lived in Springfield for a couple of years. just after he got out of the Air Force. He was living here. And, that was probably the inception of his love for this community. And I think once he was able to afford it, he was going to always expand out here because he has a heart for this place. So anyway, 1999, he gets out of the Air Force. He begins a carpet cleaning business called Heaven's Best.
Okay.
So he's cleaning carpets. He's building that business. From that, he starts getting into cars, and he's flipping cars, and he opens up this used car lot, and he takes the carpet cleaning money, the used car money, and he buys his first duplex. Him and his wife, cool. Lily, they probably lived in, I'd say, a dozen houses in the first couple years. They were just moving in, fixing them up, selling them, pulling out the equity. And slowly but surely, he would buy, over the course of 22 years, he would buy a unit here, buy a unit there. And now, like I said in the beginning of the show, he has 450 rental units. That ranges from apartment complexes. We got one in Clarksville called Autumn Ridge, fully renovated. How many units?
115 units. 115
units there in Clarksville. Strip centers, warehouse space, office space. We probably have the 3 largest office buildings in downtown Clarksville. So have you ever heard of the Leaf Chronicle building? The Leaf Chronicle newspaper?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So the Leaf Chronicle used to operate out of our 50,000 square foot warehouse. And over the years, as the digital age has taken over, they've downsized. Because now you can do the news like you're doing right now with a computer. And, you can do it.
You don't
digitally.
need all of this. You can work out of a little room.
They went from 50,000 square feet down to about 4,800, and they left us with a lot of warehouse space where the printing presses used to be, and a lot of their office space has since been consolidated. And so he purchased that property, and I'm going to chase a rabbit trail here real quick.
I'll go for it.
We're taking the 15,000 square feet of the printing press warehouse and converting it into co-working space. So we've seen this new demand for shared office space wherein you can rent a private office but have an amphitheater, a conference room, a lobby, a lounge. We're putting a Starbucks barista in the co-working space. So there's just a lot of new and exciting things that Leo is doing around the Clarksville community, and he wanted to expand that reach into Springfield. So anything related to not only investing, improving properties, property management, but you also have like these new business ventures. And that's really why it's called an enterprise, because we're not just one single thing. We're not just a place to pay your rent and report a work order. We're a place that's coming up with new business ideas as well. And so that's your 30-second snapshot of the enterprise. And really, it's all driven by Leo. I mean, he has the vision. He has what's called foresight. Hindsight is good when you can look back and learn from your mistakes. But foresight, looking into the future and seeing what's coming, man, I think he's got a real gift for that.
Yeah.
Like he's purchased patches of land. I'll give you an example. Have you been to off 24 exit 4? There's a Chick-fil-A and a Chipotle.
Oh yeah.
For years that land sat vacant and nobody knew what to do with it because it's kind of awkward. So he ends up buying it, and 6 months after he bought it, some investor came in and said, "We believe a Chick-fil-A and a Chipotle would go well there." And they paid him 3 or 4 times what he paid for it.
Oh, wow.
And he knew that something would work there. And I can tell you story after story after story of Leo having the foresight and seeing. And that's what he's done in Springfield. Here's a bustling strip center that needs a little love. We put some money in it, make it look good. We could do another center there. And I can't speak for him, but I can tell you that this is probably one of many for us. Well, in Springfield. So we're just excited to be a part of this community.
I'm so glad you gave us some of his background because people want to know a little bit about the people who they're doing work with. And as you're talking about the churches he's built and the Christian work that he is doing, I just think, well, he's found favor with God, and he's being blessed. And you talk about that foresight, and I bet he does some praying on it.
Oh, he does.
I bet he does some praying on it. I love that because this is a Christian facility here, and that he's got that story is just so cool, and that's just so appropriate for what we do here and what we want here in Robertson County.
Yeah, in fact, if you go in his office, you'll see one of the Bible verses he lives by is, "To whom much is given, much is required."
Amen. God bless him. God bless him.
Yeah,
how cool.
He knows. He knows that God has given him a lot, and he wants to be a blessing to other people, not just through the services that he offers, but through charities and compassion organizations. There's a place now that we're talking about it, there's a place called YAPAX, YAI PAX. That stands for You Are Important. This lady was filling purses with hygiene goods, and she was giving them out to homeless women in the community.
Yeah.
And from that, she opened up this resource center for the homeless community. I bet they serve 150 people a week. Leo gives them a space, like a 5,000 square foot space downtown for her to operate in, just because he believes in that cause.
That's awesome.
So that's another example of, he feels blessed, so he wants to be a blessing to the community. And we want to bring sort of that ethos down here as well. It's not just about fleecing the people out of their retail money or their stimulus check, because when you get that stimulus, you're going to go out to eat. But it's about providing more good things to the community.
Awesome. I want to meet this guy. I mean,
you should.
See if do you think he'd come on the show sometime and talk to us?
He's a behind the scenes kind of guy.
Come on.
He wants to. His reward is in heaven.
I totally get that, but he's got a story to tell, and
it's amazing.
Tell him he needs to come share his testimony.
We'll do our best,
because God tells us to share our testimonies. So
right.
Very good. I love it. And do y'all have anything else that we've forgotten? We're right here at the bottom of the hour, but. Anything else you want to cover?
I just want to say thank you to everybody in Springfield for welcoming us. The tenants have been awesome. I can tell you that we're going to make improvements to your property. It'll take us some time because it's a big strip center. We've already got a new roof. We've already got plans to make further improvements. So we come with open arms, and we feel embraced by these people. Again, thank you to Carol Go, Dee Go, Josh Hendrick for even connecting us with you.
Absolutely.
I mean, you seem like just a top-notch lady.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And from now on, 7 a.m. I'm tuning in.
There you go. Absolutely.
Yeah, AM radio.
Get the app, WSGI app,
I'm
man,
getting
and you can listen and see what's going on here. 7 to 8 a.m. Have you met Ace Timbermeyer and Brian Pulley with United Way?
I see them out there in the window.
Yeah, they're right there. While I'm doing the ad, y'all go out and meet because they come in at 7:30 every Thursday, because they are. I love talking to the Chamber of Commerce, because they build those bridges, in the words of Jordan Osborne, to the retail, to the business community. United Way in Robertson County is incredible, and they build those bridges to all the nonprofits.
Cool.
And so our United Way here is a rock star. They're the best. They're the best United Way in the state, in my opinion. But they just really get the work done. So as I'm doing my ad, y'all just kind of meet, because you need to know what's happening with United Way if you're going to do business here. Just like the Chamber, they're just such a vital part of this community.
Love to meet them.
And really keeping those connections. So nice to meet you guys.
You too.
And you're always welcome. All you got to do is just reach out. You got my number, and we'll have you back in. So, I mean, because we're going to want updates.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we're going to want updates on what's happening. So, let's plan on doing this again, maybe in a few months, and just kind of getting an update. And tell Leo I want to interview him.
All right.
Tell him we're just talking on the porch. It's no big deal.
It.
It's not hard. You're not nervous. It's all good. But tell Leo I want to meet him, because I love him. He's military. He's everything I love. And awesome. I just really want to meet this guy. So anyway, God bless you guys. Thank you so much. And I'll let y'all exit and let Ace and Brian come on in here. And while they're doing that, and that is Milan Enterprises, the new owners of Center Stage, and what's going to be coming to the plaza there is so exciting, and we want to learn more about it, and we'll keep you apprised as we hear more happening. Now I'm going to talk for a minute about my friends over at Reiselman. Listening to the story about Milan Enterprises and how they're coming here because they see what we have. Can't say enough about that's why the Reiselmans are here. Todd and Courtney, they were looking for a business to buy. They wanted, he'd always worked in the auto industry. He's like, I'm ready to buy a dealership. They scoured the country. They scoured the country to find a place that they could invest in and to make their own. And they found Robertson County, and they picked us, just like Milan Enterprises has picked us. Reiselman picked us, and they are one of the largest GMC Buick inventories in Tennessee. They have got whatever you need on the new lot. Todd, when he was in here last month, when we've just got this going, he said, when it comes to new, if you know exactly what you want and you're looking for it, he says, because of the COVID and everything, he says things are a little wonky in the plants. So he goes, why don't you just come in and order exactly what you want? Because if you'll do that, then when it gets here, it's yours. So from the new perspective, they can take care of you that quickly. You can go in and talk to them about leasing and financing options. You can even get that started online at ReiselmanBuickGMC.com. You can fill all that out online if you want to, but they are the one stop for everything you need. Now, if you're a pre-owned person like I am, I'm pre-owned Yukons. I don't know that I'll ever get off the Yukon. I love my Yukon, and I got that all-wheel drive Yukon this time, and I got a Denali. I can't really afford all the bells and whistles on a new vehicle, but I can on a pre-owned lot, and I can certified pre-owned. Those certified pre-owns, they are got multi-point inspections. Sometimes you get pre-owned vehicles still have factory warranty on them. So if that's your game, just like mine, they've got that covered too. So whatever you need, service, they've got a great service department. I've got to go visit the service department. Haven't gotten there yet, but I will get there soon because I've got some lights going off that I'm like, those little sensor things that I've got to get checked out. They have a service department that's open every day that they're open. The dealership's open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. On Saturday, they're open 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. Well, the service department's also open until noon on Saturday. So they've got Saturday hours that you can tap into as well. Reiselman Buick GMC, you know where they're located, 2516 Memorial Boulevard. If you want to give them a call and get some info, 615-384-3559. Talk to him today. Thank him for being one of our sponsors. And, of course, always please tell him that U-Turn sent you. And just having a really informative show today. We are just getting all kinds of good information. I think how you doing, Ace and Brian, and I'm not seeing you on my feed, Brian. I couldn't see Christina at all, but this camera's getting you. But so if you're wanting to see Brian or Christina, you can go watch the WSGI page and you can see them a little bit better. I didn't position my camera really well this morning, but anyway, wasn't that interesting?
That was interesting. I watched the first part of it while I was waiting, and incredibly interesting. So.
Yeah, and so
and thank you for talking up United Way. We're grateful for champions just like you and cheerleaders. So
absolutely. And pull that mic up to you a little bit better. It's positioned a little wonky, but
yes, ma'am. Is that better?
That's better. So you can talk right into it. And that's one of those things. I had no idea that purchase had happened until Dee mentioned it to me at ACE the other day.
Yeah.
And had y'all known that the purchase had happened? Had y'all heard about it or
no?
See, isn't that cool? I mean,
I think it's fantastic.
I'm excited about it. And I got I knew we were talking a lot about Jersey Mike's. That's across the street. And so I kind of got those mixed up. In my mind, y'all have no idea. I'm thinking about something going on next week while I'm sitting here talking. It's just how my mind works. It's just, But anyway.
It sounds like they will be good stewards in their community as well.
I think so, too.
I caught the tail end of that and I don't know. Sounds like they'll be amazing stewards. So
I think so too.
Partnering with them.
I think so too, and it's going to be fun. And speaking of partnering with the community, you guys were partnering with the community at Open Door the other night. I saw you guys out moving around. Yep. He was making the rounds and he was off. Yeah. I was wanting to introduce you to the deputy director. Had you met Ray Render?
Yes,
he was sitting next.
He spoke at Rotary.
Okay, so you have met him.
So I met, but it's been a little bit. And, time can kind of get flipped on us a little bit right now. So I'm trying to remember when it was. I think it was in the fall.
I got
you. So yeah, but I did meet him. Yes.
It's like he came flying.
My mom was over there, and so you got to go say hi to your mama.
I got you.
Yeah, and so that was my first priority because if I didn't, I would hear about it.
Okay, because Ray was like, well, who was that? And I was like, well. And he was gone. I was like, okay, that's fine.
I was trying real quick. I was trying to be responsible.
No, you're good. You're good. But y'all work in that room, and I'm so proud of you. Wasn't that a cool event?
It was very cool.
Oh, it was so awesome. And we're running a little bit behind because I was talking to them. So let's just get right into what you need to cover.
Into it. Yeah. Go. So one of the first things I wanted to talk about is a brand new blessing box, and a blessing box is free access to a food resource in the community. But part of the reason why I wanted to bring that is, we had our health council meeting yesterday, and we are working through approving our new strategic plan. And one of the top items that are in the plan for improving are the health and well-being of our community. And when we think about that long-term health and well-being of our community, that's food security. Mm-hmm. We looked at our food index and how we score there. That's access to fresh fruits and vegetables. That's access to the foods that we need. And part of that is just access to food in general. And so right now we've got 6 blessing boxes across Robertson County. That's pretty awesome.
That's so cool.
And I feel like this is our community just stepping up. It's churches, it's community members. It's an amazing resource that's put together and maintained by the community. The one I have to always give a shout out because I think it was the first one, but the one at the First United Methodist Church, that gets a lot of traffic over there.
Yeah.
So I know that as these new ones crop up, that they will also see that same traffic. But that's an amazing resource, again, completely and totally supported by the community. The new blessing box is in Cedar Hill. It's at the Cedar Hill City Hall, located right there at the entryway, 290 South Main Street in Cedar Hill, Tennessee. Again, I think that they had really wanted to make sure that the community knows that there were no tax dollars that were spent on putting that blessing box there, that it is completely community donated and supported. So that's another great resource. The others that we have, I figured I would go ahead and mention those. We've got one at Cherry Mound Baptist Church, that's in Cottontown. We've got one at Revolution Church in White House. We've got one next to Creative Corners Childcare there in White House and Cottontown hitting it. And then Greenbrier Realty has 2 blessing boxes, one that's for food and one that's for hygiene. That's off Highway 41 South in Greenbrier. And then, of course, that brand new one that they just unveiled yesterday was Cedar Hill, the one at Cedar Hill City Hall. So, again, blessing boxes are cropping up everywhere. We love to see when our community recognizes a need and they step up and they wrap their arms around it and they say, I can do this. And we want to support each other. And so that food index, we're looking at with some great plans on the horizon I can't quite let out yet, but we got some awesome plans in the works for access to not just canned fruits, canned vegetables, but hopefully fresh fruits and fresh vegetables for our friends who may not be able to afford them. So
I love
looking forward to that.
I love it. Blessing boxes. It's just such a great idea. And I love that they're doing the hygiene box because we get so many requests at the Benevolent Center for hygiene because that stuff's expensive.
It is expensive.
And man, you just feel like a new person if you can just clean up. Mm-hmm. If you can just clean up, brush your teeth, you know, I mean, just all that stuff, guys. And so that is such an important part. Tell people how they can just real quickly put the stuff in. What do they need to do? They just need to get the stuff that's not. You do.
Yeah, so that's fine. So anytime you're at the grocery store, I know this is something that Brian and I do. We keep a small closet at our office. Every time we're at the grocery store, we pick up a couple extra of the pop top items. Mm-hmm. So those are ready to eat food items, or you can get canned goods. There's some dry goods that people put in there. It's a little harder to cook those things if you are walking by. So know it's excellent if you want to put them in there. I think that nobody will turn it down. But these are unmanned boxes that you're looking to put in, ready to eat. Canned goods, so like I think about the pop top ravioli and the mandarin oranges and like peaches and pears and things like that.
Peanut butter.
Yeah, peanut butter crackers. There's snacks. There's breakfast items in there. A lady, when I was dropping some stuff off the other day, she came and brought powdered milk. She goes, I thought this would be great because you can just mix it with water and have your cereal because there's some boxes of cereal in there. So anything that you've got that you think would be awesome. But to your point, bottled water is another one that we don't think a lot about, or drinking items that you can drink, and hygiene items. So no razors, no things that are sharp, but like combs and small little travel size shampoo, body wash, soap, probably no mouthwash because that can be used for something other than your mouth, just cleaning your mouth. But toothbrushes, toothpaste, any of the travel size stuff, those are awesome. Handy wipes, the little individually, that's an awesome thing if you're going to eat something and they can use a handy wipe. So I think that you could put just about anything in there except a couple of those items, but that would be ready to eat and ready to go.
I love it. So. I love the idea. I love the concept, and it's just I just love our community. It's fun. It's fun. It is. So I know now. Do you want to go on? What do we want to do? Our hero of the week yet? When do y'all want to position
it's breathless anticipation. I can feel it.
I got the list, and the ADD mind of mine. I'm like looking through the list, and I was like, hero of the week. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And it's like, so that's exactly where my eye went when you sent me the little text last night. So are we ready for that? Do we want to do that here? Drum roll, it's a quarter till, and then then I can do my ad on the other side of that, and then we'll just turn it over and let you just roll.
I love it.
So
our hero of the week, or heroes of the week this week are our grocery store workers. And so
I love it.
We had last week, Publix does a campaign with us for United Way of Greater Nashville. I know we don't have one here in Robertson County, but they are one of our biggest partners throughout Middle Tennessee. And so that got us thinking a little bit, and they've been a partner of ours for a long time. And so we just wanted to give some love to our grocery store workers. During all of this, they never took a break.
Nope.
They never took a day off. As a matter of fact, their workload probably tripled or quadrupled in some cases. People going crazy and ripping toilet paper off the shelves, and all the stuff that they had to deal with. I can't imagine. And we
they
know
had to be security guards too.
Everything. And so we just wanted to give them a little love. And it's the cashiers, it's the stockers, it's the truck drivers, it's everybody that kept us going. Because without them, I don't even want to think about what it would have looked like. And they did it with a smile on their face.
Yeah,
that was the part of that always struck me as like, I know you're having. I try to be super extra nice to them because I can imagine the day they're having.
Yeah.
But and here locally, Kroger also runs a campaign throughout Middle Tennessee, and so our local Kroger store is involved in that. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Michael Taylor and his folks at Walmart, who's helped us with several projects.
So much.
Anything that we need, it's literally Ace or text or call it done. Like it's that quick. He wants to support our community, so I just wanted to give them some love. I felt like they've kind of been unsung heroes during all this. We've had a lot of heroes during all of this time, but they have just been there for us. They've been consistent, and they've been smiling, and they've been at risk, honestly. I mean, during all this, and especially in the beginning, people didn't know, and they were still going to work every day. So
I love it.
Those are our heroes of the week for the first week. If you have suggestions for an individual or a group of people, please drop them in the comments. We'll be looking. That was just our first week, but we just want to give some love to our grocery store workers and thank them for what they do. They're literally one street over. They're going to work as we are this morning. I got to get that in there.
I love it. You just love how you just keep bringing it. I love it how he keeps bringing it. And
thank y'all.
Rich Top Ramblers love you doing that too.
But we appreciate you and we love you, and heroes of the week. Thank
awesome.
you.
Very good. Our heroes of the week for the first time, or the first one out. This is going to be every week now. It's going to be hero or heroes of the week. Our grocery store workers, I like where you started. And we're going to go and talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards from the Exit Realty Garden Gate team, my friends that are keeping us plugged into the realty market, telling us just how hot it is. We kind of knew that, but it's kind of fun just to kind of hear that we are such a hot property right now in Robertson County. Everybody wants to be here. I was talking about the things that Milan Enterprises want to bring in. Publix, that might be fun. I heard that. I was like, ooh, that would be fun. But just all the things that are happening. Our community is growing in leaps and bounds. And if you are either buying or selling in the real estate market, you need somebody that understands the ins and outs of it. Barry and Rebecca's been at the realty market for a long time, one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. Her marketing husband, who had a marketing career, has always helped her, but now he's full-time with her. And so that means you're going to get that whole package. You're going to get that marketer on your property. You're going to get that person that knows the business, and they're going to guide you. They're going to remind you that if you're a buyer, you got to get pre-qualified because the properties are selling just so quick. If you're a seller, they're going to say, okay, I know you got a hot property and everybody wants it, but they got to be able to finance it. It's got to be, priced within what's going to appraise for, and they're going to guide you and make sure all those T's are crossed and those I's are dotted. They, of course, specialize in Robertson County, but they buy and sell in the surrounding counties. They also buy and sell up in Kentucky. They are just awesome. If you were at the Open Door Pregnancy and Resource Center dinner, that beautiful video, that's what Barry does. That's Barry's work that he presented for that, and I'm sure you can probably see that on Facebook, but that's the kind of way he can present your property for people, and it's going to sell fast. It's going to get snatched up quick. Talk to him today, Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. You can connect with them at sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or you can see all those listings at BuyRobertsonCounty.com. Tell them U-Turn sent you. And this is United Way Day. 7:30 on Thursdays is the day that we talk to Ace and Brian from United Way. And it's mainly just because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to keep up. I don't want to have to keep up with all the things going on because I work in Nashville and I'm gone all the time, and so it's very hard for me to stay plugged in with all the nonprofit things, which is my passion. I just love what they're doing, and y'all just connect those things, and I just love y'all so much.
Bridging gaps.
Absolutely. Building those bridges.
Building those bridges.
Building them bridges. Okay.
I love it.
You got several things you want to cover, so go for it.
Really quickly, I just wanted to say, so Brian and I are dressed down today. Of course, I slipped a blazer on because it was
I kind of noticed.
I
can't
dress down too much, but we are actually headed to Cheatham County. So we've talked to you guys about this before. Electrolux did an amazing donation to our United Way for distribution in the community through the nonprofit world and into our community, and just so excited. It's their Stocking Kitchens with Hope. So this is the other portion of what we distributed back in November in Robertson County. We're actually headed down to Cheatham County to bring several thousand items. We partnered with several different organizations, UTTSU Extension, we've got AgeWell, we've got Cigna, we've got Cheatham County Health Department, the health educators, the WIC office, we've got our Cheatham County Enhancement Coalition that's coming down there, who also serve this area as well with Narcan training and other education and resources for individuals in recovery, and our community who are looking to support that. So we've had lots of phone calls. I've had lots of phone calls from people. Well, do I need to show proof that I live in Cheatham County? County, you don't need to show proof that you live in Cheatham County. This is a free event. We'd love for you to come down. We will be down at the Cheatham County Public Library. There's a county health services building that's there. But we're driving our U-Haul down there that we rented from the Stuart Williams. Love those guys. They are so great to us. But we are headed down there shortly after that. The event starts at 11. It's over at 1. We've got some great giveaways. All the vendors do. And I just wanted to mention that really quickly because I have had several questions like, well, why is that just for Cheatham County? It's not. It's for anybody who would like to drive down there. It's about 30 minutes away from where we are right now. Just take Highway 49 all the way in, and you can't miss it. It's on the left there at the county services area. There's the health department where they're doing the COVID vaccinations and testings, and then we've got the Cheatham County Public Library, and it's right next to the new Cheatham County Veterans Memorial. There's like a park that they've put up there.
Very cool.
A little remembrance. Anyway,
I gotta go visit that. Okay.
I would encourage you to do that.
And you've already done this here.
We already did it here in Robertson
and that's why.
County.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to mention it because I've had several people ask about it, and absolutely, if you have a need for some kitchenwares, come on down. We will not ask for ID. No. If you need it, come get it. So just wanted to make sure to mention that. And there's lots of other great vendors that will be there with education and resources for the community. So
wonderful. Again,
we encourage you to come down if you can. They got great giveaways as well. So
very good. Awesome.
Yeah. So we moved a whole lot of boxes yesterday. Pretty tired.
Yeah, I noticed that y'all had the United Way T-shirts on, so I was going to say they're going somewhere.
I do get to wear sneakers today, so it's a good day.
There you go.
Good day.
So, very, very good. So,
but anyway, I've got one last thing. I've actually had a lot of requests for this lately. Some legal assistance, legal help.
Okay.
And so I wanted to bring this because Legal Aid Society of Middle Tennessee actually serves our community as well. It's available to anyone in Middle Tennessee. They've got currently, they used to do some in-person legal advice sessions, but right now they're doing everything by phone, and I think that's going to continue until further notice. But they've got free low-income legal phone clinics. So individuals who are calling in to use the legal services actually will have to answer a short questionnaire about their financial status just to ensure that they qualify for the service.
Right.
But these are local attorneys who are looking to help our friends in need who may need help with applying for SNAP benefits, unemployment insurance. If you're working with debt collectors, looking at renters' rights, right now that's pretty convoluted to the layman, if you will. The current status with the moratorium. I can't get my words out. The eviction moratorium that's out right now. Where they, and so looking at working with your landlord and knowing what your rights are as a renter. So this is a great clinic. And again, I've shared this probably more times in the past week than I can count, which is why I wanted to bring it. But they've got several clinics throughout the month of March. They actually release a new schedule each month. We shared this on our Facebook page, on the United Way of Robertson County Facebook page. I encourage you to go check it out. Of course, I brought one for you as well. The phone number it's an 833-920-0420. And again, there are several different opportunities throughout the next upcoming weeks. One of the things that I did want to mention is that some of them focus on disaster relief. So some of our friends who may still be dealing with the tornadoes from last year, that feels like it was yesterday. Not that this is a disaster, but I think about this too. Here goes my little rabbit brain, right? Today is the day that 1 year ago that they declared that we've got a worldwide pandemic. Isn't this when our country shut down was today? Donald Trump announced.
Actually it is because, in the schools dismissed on the Friday before spring break, because I had this conversation with Dr. Causey on Tuesday, and so we are at that 1 year point.
Anyway,
and I totally am with you. I'm with you.
It feels like we've had so much happen in the past year, and that was tornadoes and then pandemic, and we shut everything down, and anyway. So
you're right. You're right. It's been a year.
I will come back. Sorry, I gotta rein myself in.
You're my sister. I'm with you. I go off like that too.
There's a lot of free resources that are out there. I know one of the things that we've talked about is we try to focus on the resources that are available in Robertson County, but there are so many resources that aren't maybe located physically in Robertson County, but are serving Robertson County. So that's something that we're wanting to make sure that we bring to you guys as well, and know that it's available to you. Another way that you can access all of these resources, of course, is your favorite hotline, the 211 phone number. You can text that number 898-211 to be connected with a certified resource specialist who's able to connect you with all of these resources as well. But again, we like to come and talk it out and flesh it out and see if there's, sometimes there's so much more just to kind of sharing, and you may not be in need, but you'll meet someone who is in need. And so it gives you the opportunity to also be that bridge, that connector.
Yeah.
And so it's a great resource, again, for the free legal aid clinics. So.
And do you know whether or not they have interpretation and assistance? Because a lot of my immigrant friends, they call me with some of the most complex questions, like I should know everything, and I want to help them, but I get some wild questions, and they could use this. That's an
excellent question. I would always refer, so any of our friends who are facing any kind of immigration issues, or if you're looking at your status as an American in any way, or becoming an American, I would absolutely always 110% refer you to Conexion or Casa Azafran. They're one of our funded partners in the greater Nashville area.
Say that again. You said that so quickly. What is the
Conexion? They're also known as Casa Azafran, but that's Conexion Americas. Juliana is the executive director there, and she's this amazing force. They provide resources for our friends who may be looking for legal assistance. They are also one of our partners with our free tax prep program. So they're offering that service over the phone for our friends who speak Spanish. They actually, it's not just Spanish. There's many dialects.
I got a lot of Arabic speaking friends. I
would encourage, if you have any issues like that, if anything, they will know who to talk to at Legal Aid Society instead of sending someone on a wild goose chase. But Conexion 110%. They're an amazing partner, and I encourage you to use them. So
very good, because I know I get crazy questions. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, but that's great. So anything we're missing here? I can't believe it. We got 3 minutes, y'all.
We got 3 minutes.
Don't
worry, I got something for you.
Of course you do.
I just want to give a shout out for our Willow Oak friends, Willow Oak Center for Arts and Learning. They're having their gumbo supper. It's on Friday, March 26th, so that's in 2.5 weeks. But the deadline to purchase tickets is March the 19th, so that's next Friday, which also happens to be the same day as Laundry Love, but I'll get to that in a second. But, go on their website. They're doing all ticket sales online, but they are delivering through Premium Food Delivery. And they are also doing a curbside pickup. So I encourage you to support Willow Oak.
They're so cool.
They're an amazing resource for the arts and learning in our community. The school that they've got, it's wonderful. You do need to have Musetta in here,
because I haven't had them on since they moved. And we've got to really get them in here and talk to them about
they've got some great things going, and so just wanted to give a little shout out for that. That's another way that you can support a great nonprofit in our community.
Very well.
But next Friday is Laundry Love. I'll talk about it next week too. But on the 19th, first load's in at 8 a.m., last load's in at 11. Really quickly, I know I don't have a ton of time, but I have a group of friends who I go hiking with, and Maria Knight, she's this force of nature. She was actually the YMCA's Volunteer of the Year last year, or the year before, I can't remember. Anyway, she's wonderful. She has a discipleship group that she works with, and they are actually are one of our supporters for Laundry Love this time around. So I just wanted to say, anytime you're thinking about ways that you can support, they collected laundry, detergent, other supplies, and they're doing a financial contribution as well. It doesn't matter what you want to give. We'll take anything. We will take anything. Those hygiene kits, it's a great way to support it as well. So just that discipleship group that they've got, Miss Diane and there's I think 10 ladies that are a part of that group, and just wonderful people. And so those grassroots moments where we see our community coming together and kind of forming these ways that they can directly support their community. I think that's, it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be in any way. So
that's so cool. I love this. Y'all love what you do. They come in here. They never come in here that they're not just smiling from ear to ear. You and Brian both. So I just, and what I said to the guys from Milan, I said, y'all need to know, because we just thank you again for all you do for the community. Awesome stuff. Absolutely. I'll see you guys next week. We're done. We're out of time. We're almost out of time. But if you have anything you want to do here on these airways, all you got to do is reach out to me, and we'll get you on. I know sometimes it takes me a little bit to get back to you, but again, I'm ADD. Send me some reminders and we'll get it done. I promise. But we have a lot of fun here on One Street Over. Thank you for being a part of it. What do we got tomorrow? And I forget, we're hopefully, I'm supposed to have like some very, very minor surgery. I might not be here tomorrow because they might make, it's minor. I'm getting a plate out of my arm where they rebought my elbow. It's good. It's going to be like I can put a Band-Aid on it. It'll be fine. But they may make me come in first thing tomorrow morning. So I might not get to be here, but I've told them 3 times I can't be there until 9:15. I can't be. So I'm hoping I'll be here in the morning. If not, I'll be with you in spirit and I'll update you on Monday, but I'm fine. Anytime you have surgery, it's like, pray that everything goes well. But I should be here in the morning. I haven't heard for sure yet what the story is, but hopefully I'll be here with you in the morning. If not, I'll see you on Monday, and we'll have always some fun here on One Street Over. Thank you for being a part of it. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless.